Hello, excuse me. Hello again, crafty friends. So I decided to stop what I was doing and press record because I do tend to do these spontaneous projects and then I do flip throughs. But I thought, you know what, maybe some of you would love to, or, you know, join me in this creation of a bunch of junk mail. I spent the morning after my first video about my giveaways that are going to be mailed. I then caught up on some stuff, got my desk a little bit cleared off, answered some emails and all that kind of stuff. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to just went through some mail, also getting caught up with some of that. And then I thought, I'm just going to take a bunch of scraps, as you can see, and just throw them together and make something fun. And yeah, so I have no idea what this will be. Obviously, you could see I started decorating the front. That said, I thought, yes, I'm going to press record, show you what I did to at least sort of start the process. And maybe you'd like to join me. I'm not going to finish it today, obviously. I'm only going to probably finish the front page, decorate the envelope, and then we'll carry on and I'll get this done with you. So there's probably going to be 3 or 4 different videos because I've still got to get a bunch of papers. This is going to be a signature and it's going to be a pile of papers to use for journaling too. So I just love using junk mail. Truly, truly do. Like many of you. So let's just do this together. And if you're interested, great. Not everybody's into things like this, so that's fine too. I would love for you to stick around, but yeah, I get that if you don't. So here's my whole, this is just a glimpse of junk mail that I have nearby my desk. I save tags because I use them, I decorate them, and you wouldn't know that they're the original tags, but I do love to use. There's just something for me about the feeling of using authentic junk in things that I create. I don't always. Sometimes I just stick to a full-on printable kit. But my love is using up junk and making it pretty. So what I did, here's some of it here. Like I took a bunch of envelopes that I have nearby. Some of them are already here in part of this little project. And I just started folding. So I'm going to take this out. Nothing is attached because it's literally the beginning of this process. I just started to take my envelopes and fold them over, and papers, offcuts. This is an offcut. This is 2 pages of a very old beekeeping book glued together for stability, just to give it an extra bit of strength. And then there's a little envelope I have here from a friend. Covered her address, but she's a sweetheart. She lives in Canada. She sent me something really sweet, actually. She sent me a thank you card and a Tim Hortons gift card, which I still have to use up. So Shauna, thank you again for that. It was such a sweet thing for you to do. So this envelope's going in here. I love my envelopes, as you know. So I folded this envelope up. It was a bigger one. So I folded just part of it so I didn't lose the window. And it's part of this construction. And then this offcut, it's cardstock. So some of this is cardstock and some of it is just paper. So I folded it in half. And it's at this point, kind of like the middle of this. I don't know yet. Who knows what this will be. I just, like I said, took what was beside me and folded it up and started to make something kind of fun. I don't know yet what, but you can see how I doodled on one of my envelopes a while back, probably obviously writing down the size of one of my journals. And I took the front envelope as the cover. I opened it up. I didn't glue anything down yet. So this here you can see, sorry if this is a bit wonky, but so I opened it up and I glued an image in the front. It's a some of this is Paper Daisy journals. I used up a lot of one of her kits in my very previous video of my flip through. Beautiful prints. So I'd had this one sitting around. I coffee dyed the back. It was just in one of my bins here. So in she went. because I thought she looked quite pretty in the window. I'm sorry for the glare of this. Yeah, that's pretty glary. I apologize for that. But anyways, so then I took some offcuts to decorate the envelope. Just tear and ink and glue. That's all you do. I even put pages upside down sometimes on purpose, this one in particular. Oftentimes I do it not on purpose. And then I just cut this envelope down. So let's just say it was this length. I cut it down and I left a bit of a lip to attach so that it could become a flip. But I didn't want to put it right around the whole envelope, which is why you can see it's still not closed off, but I put the lip inside here so that it could be a flip and this could still be its own page. I'm going to eventually sew around and then it'll be a tag slot at the top loading. Then this is, I'm using up parts of, we have a couple of children we sponsor with Compassion Canada, kids that live abroad. And so I was catching up on some of their stuff today and I decided to use this nice cardstock. This little guy's from Thailand. He's precious. Anyways, so this is attached. I already glued this one down to kind of start something. And the rest of this is very loose. Whoops, sorry, it goes inside. And I will decide what I'll do with this at a later date. So for now, I'm taking the inside out. I'm gonna leave it set aside here. And so for now, we'll just decorate, like I said, finish off the front cover here. All right, so I just have a bunch of book pages, some parts of printable kit that I hadn't finished with, some offcuts, my favorite things to use, especially in projects like this. So I'm gonna glue this piece right here. I already tore it up just before I pressed record here, just so you guys could join me if you want. Yeah, so sorry, my window is open. You're going to hear the neighbors. They tend to be pretty loud. Apologize for that. Now I'm going to try to do this so that I leave the window somewhat visible so you can see whatever it is I tuck inside. Okay, so we'll use this little offcut here. Leaving part of the envelope visible. I like the ratted look today. Let's see, maybe we'll do that. Sometimes these projects can take a little while just because you're tearing and measuring on little pieces of the project that is a lot easier if you're just using one whole sheet. But I do find this is also quite therapeutic and relaxing, so that's why I'm doing this style today. I'm going to pin my glue. I do that, well, if I'm not using it right away. So what do I want to do here? So for continuity, not that you need to have continuity, I do want to cover the back of this. So here's my pile that I've kind of just grabbed from the side of me. I could either do more book page, or I could take part of this offcut and tear it down so that it can I think I might just do this. So where's my, I only use my ruler. I don't measure. As long as I'm not covering the crease or the fold, because then it becomes a little more difficult to, oh, that's going to be not quite the right cut. So let's do it this way. Actually, let's get rid of this, and then I can use this more. easier to see what I'm doing here. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I like that. I like leaving parts of the envelope visible, so let's just go with it. And I'm going to give it a quick little ink. Maybe tear some of this off. So what y'all working on today? If you're watching my channel, you're obviously in your craft room, I assume. What are you feeling inspired to make? I would love to hear some of the projects you guys enjoy doing. Wouldn't it be fun to just hang out one day all together in some whatever gymnasium, put a bunch of tables together and just sit and enjoy each other's company while we craft together? Oh, I wish for that. I know a lot of gals get to go on these retreats, but a lot of them are in the States, so I was tempted to go to one, but it was the wrong timing for me during tax season, which just is never okay. March break is never a time for me to get away because of my husband, and he's a tax preparer, etc. But I think too, I'm finding out that there are some retreats in Canada where I'm from. So that's something I'm going to explore yet. Bucket list is to go on 1 or 2 retreats. My husband's always encouraging me to do that. So even if it was the States, but I'm just not in a hurry to travel these days with the airports and the delays and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sticking close to home and crafting away here. Enjoying my grandsons, crafting. Life is good. Okay, so that's just a simple little let's cover the back of an envelope. And let's see. You're going to be a part of my process. Let's see what I'm going to stuff in the front. So I can do some matchy-matchy, or see, I have some matching, at least they work well. Let's see. So I glued just this side of this down so I could use it as a pocket. Well, I could do that. That's, you know, very lovely. I could change up the colors. Oops. I could go blue to keep the continuity, but then that's kind of boring if I do the same thing. That's all right. That's okay. Or, now this is my life. I do this and that. I change my mind. Now I could do this, which is not color coordinated, but I do like that this is Soaps and Soapin', some sort of a journaling card from a printable kit. I'm not sure from who, because it's been sitting around. And I have this little offcut. So I've got the blue here, a little blue in the flower, and I could do this. I kind of like that it's not all matchy-matchy, so I'm going to do it. Oops, whoops, whoops, sorry about that. So I'm just going to glue the very tip of the card, journaling card. So I don't cover that pretty face in the window. And it does, you know, it kind of does lend itself to some of the colors in here. All right, now, what else can I do? Well, I have this pretty floral flashcard. So we got some of the green in the leaf. Let's see, I feel like I need to put in one more card. Oh, look at her, sass. Nope, nope, nope. And then there's this one, kind of some of the orangey red tones. I'm thinking either I'll leave it as a flip out or I'll make it another pocket. So we've got some pockets in the envelope itself and then behind. I don't know yet. I don't know, so it remains to be seen. That's just a lot. I don't need that third. We don't need that third card. However, we could put another little one for the inside. Ooh, look at this. Beautiful. Sam Poole. Oh, she makes beautiful printables. So I could leave that in there like that. I did back it already. Made these a couple weeks ago. Put them on, backed them on some craft paper. So I could do that. Put my needle in my glue. We'll see. I might play with this one yet. I don't know. But for now, we're going to leave it like this. So then we're going to open it up. And I think, depending what I'm going to do with this, well, at the very least, we need to cover this panel. So let us do that. Now I could use some of this. And it is cardstock, which gives it more stability. Since this is the cover, I'm going to do it. Okay, this is where you're going to hear the tearing of the ruler. So I apologize. Now, so this here, I obviously cut out a bunch of whale tails, tags. Sometimes I keep these and I use them as belly bands. I would, of course, cut the white off, but in the middle of a page, just glue the top and the bottom, and then use it as a belly band. And you could see the image that you're tucking under through the, I don't know, I know, I just can't throw anything out. All right, so let's tear off. Now, I find cardstock is a little more difficult to tear, obviously, than paper, copy paper, but we're doing it. Especially when it's only a little piece that you're tearing. You have to really push down. If I spend a day doing this, I always find that my shoulder takes a beating because I'm pushing down quite hard. Lots of strength. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to tear that. That's it. All right. Get rid of this junk. Now this here, don't throw that out. That's a perfect offcut to use. Angle it on a page and you get a little bit of texture. All right, so let's see. I'm going to just snip off these little. All right. So I'm not going to go right to the crease. Here, and I'm going to take my pencil and give it a little bit of a, well, that actually works well because I could see it right down the edge of that gray portion. So I threw in 2 chickens in the oven right now, roasting chickens, and it's smelling kind of lovely. I bought 2 in one package on sale at our butcher shop in town. So I often just buy the rotisserie chicken from Superstore on a grocery day, just because it's just me and my husband. We're empty nesters now, and that rotisserie chicken goes a long way for us. But because I had these fresh chickens, I could not resist making them for dinner tonight. I'm excited about that. Do you guys like to roast your chickens? Or I find chicken is expensive, but like I said, these were on sale. So I think it was 2 nice chickens for $20. It was quite the sale. I don't always happen upon those deals, but it was nice to see. And I'm going to make, instead of mashed potato, I'm going to make a cauliflower mash. It's not the same, I know, but I actually love cauliflower, and we're just watching our carbs and sugar. So you could always substitute the starches and the carbs with things like cauliflower, and I make a homemade gravy using some bone meal, and we've just really learned how to alter our diet to be healthier. Okay, I can feel that It's a little squishy. Depends if I glue this down or not properly. So let's do this. I think I can. I don't know if you guys find this happening to you, but when if I glue things too close to a crease, it's too bulky. It doesn't close. The flaps don't close as smoothly. I've learned that over the years, but little tip if you're new and you don't know that. Okay, let's do this. Do I want the flower? More of the oh, let's do this. Oh, yeah, let's do it this way. So I'm going to go right close to this edge and see if we get, yep, perfect. Now the thing with this type of a project, you don't have to have perfectly straight lines, especially if you're using your tear ruler. And that sometimes is just, I enjoy projects like this. I can be reckless and I don't have to be so calculated. You can hear that saw outside. I do apologize. Okay, so I think I'm going to build on these little flaps. Not today, but because I'm going to do that, I'm going to put something on this panel too. I mean, I could do that, but that's too much the same. So use some book page. You know what? I might use some of these. I have these laying around too. Yeah, let's do that. See what I mean? I have so much offcuts and junk laying around. Oh my goodness, I could spend a week trying to work through it, which is probably not a bad idea. The funny thing is, and I know a lot of you will be able to identify what I'm saying, but you want to use up your scraps, but then we make more. It's unbelievable. I'm actually getting very good at tossing things now to some degree, because we don't do plastic anymore in Canada, and at least where I'm from, there's no stores pass out plastic bags. It's all paper. I can't keep up, so I have literally started tossing some paper bags. I know it just kills me, but I can't keep it all, that's for sure. In fact, the giveaway I just did in my previous video, I think I'm sending out, well, I don't know, 6 or 7 packages. I wrapped everything using my brown paper bags. They're thicker. I use the thicker bags. I have thinner and I have thicker. And I wrapped up the winnings, and I wrapped them again for the shipping, just for, yeah, to ship them. And so that's called recycling at its best. Of course, it's not fancy, but it works. Does the job. Okay, so this one needs to be a little bit, maybe I think I'm going to do this. Yep, that works. I can smell the chicken. How do you guys do your chicken? I kind of lightly spread a little flour, although I very lightly did it just because we don't eat real like white flour anymore. But I just kind of dust it with some flour, and then I spread some butter all over it, and I add my spices, and that's what I'm smelling right now. But my husband likes to eat chicken skin. I do not at all. So, but I thought I'd make him some nice crispy chicken skin. And you get that kind of chicken if you dust it with flour and you spread your butter all over it. All right, so that's the inside. And because this, like I said, is going to be glued, you won't see it, but you'll see a tag come out of the top. And we might as well cover this panel. Nope, actually, I may not, because I'm going to add to this. But I don't know if you know what I mean, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to grab a page. What do I got here? Sorry guys, I'm just grabbing a printable to show you what I mean here. Alright. Just grab anything, Colleen. I've got so much lying around. Alright, I'll take this one. Okay, so of course I would actually, you know what I would take off the white border. This is why I don't enjoy doing tutorial or craft alongs, because my process of getting things done is not quickly. It's a hum and I haw, and I'm not sure yet. So I'm just, yeah, I can't really do this at this moment. So I'm going to decorate this here. Maybe the inside. That works. And then I could add some pockets, a pocket stack. Let's do that since it's already cut properly or to size. So I heard from my doctor a couple of days ago, my results from the MRI I recently had on my knee. I've had a few of you asking, and you're just always so kind and interested. So I'm going to just share now while I'm thinking of it. So my MRI shows, now this knee injury happened this past May. So it's what, almost, well, it's 5 months or so. And for the first few months, it was excruciating. And it's only just starting to let up, which I'm thankful for. I'm not using my crutches and I'm walking around not too badly. I can't stand for terribly long times at a time. It starts to swell again, but at least I'm not, you know, writhing in pain 24/7 like I had been. And basically it shows that I had a severe strain on my ACL. He said I was fortunate that it didn't tear. Like it was so strained, and it still shows a strain. So he said I was so lucky it didn't tear, because all these months later, and it still shows a severe strain. He just said, be very careful still. Don't get too ambitious right away. Do what you can comfortably, but also the best part is I don't have to have surgery. So I was good with that. He said some people take that as not good news, because with surgery, at least you get a new knee quicker, or at least a repair much quicker. But when you have what I have, which isn't surgery worthy, it takes a long time to heal and to feel a lot better or back to normal. And also too, I have to be careful, because I could injure it again if I'm not paying attention to whatever, to just stuff. So yeah, I was pleased. He saw somewhere on some deterioration on my meniscus, the meniscus part of my knee. I'm not very up on these things, but he said, and you know what, that's just due to age. So I'm just going to embrace it and be careful and try to be as healthy as I can. Bodies begin to fall apart. I mean, I'm on the other side of 55 now. What am I going to be? I always forget. I'm always a year. I think I'm 56. That sounds really bad. I'm pretty sure I'm 56. So I'm going to be 57 next May. But that's okay. I don't mind aging. It's part of life. So I'm going to do a little bit more. I think I'll just do this inside panel here, and then we'll call it a day for today. This was an impromptu video, and I'm sure y'all have things you want to go and do. And maybe some of you want to, but you want to see how I'm finishing. So I'm going to just get to it real quickly here. I don't do very many of these craft alongs. I don't know if you want me to. I do tend to feel like I should rush my videos, get them done, and so you guys can kind of go on beyond your way. And yet what I find is when I'm watching somebody do a craft along, I am not in a rush. I'm working along doing my own thing, but I'm watching and I'm listening and trying to support the channels that I like to watch. But so I don't know. Just let me know maybe what you think. I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, that's better. Do you want me to do more craft alongs? Do you want me just to keep doing flip throughs of finished projects? I do want to do some sort of a challenge. I have not done one of those yet on my channel. There's so many awesome crafters out there, and you guys know how to work your channels really, really well. I don't. I guess, yeah, I should start being a little more adventurous. Would you like me to do a challenge? Let me know in the description box if you want. Now this beautiful coffee dye, this is going to be a pocket, so I am not touching that. Now I like this patina. Oh, I like that too. Oof. That could be a belly band. Oh my, the possibilities, eh? The possibilities. Okay, what have I got here? Do I want to use that piece right there? Not yet, not yet. But I will maybe use a little more of this. Oh, I need something fatter. Okay, we're doing this, because it does give me the option of decorating this panel up anyway, but I do want to cover the inside here. I think tomorrow I'm going to pop on into Langley to where my grandson lives, the one grandson. My inherited grandson, he does live half time with his mom, but he's, so when he's half time with my daughter and her husband, or the other part of his week, it doesn't always work for me to go during those days, but I want to start trying to more often, because then I don't get to see Colin as much. Walker, he's just always around. He's young, almost 16 months. And he's so much fun. Oh my goodness, he's fun. Okay. Now watch me. I hope that I have been in view here for you guys. One more panel I could do. Oh my goodness, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just do it. Okay. Let's see. Do I want to use some of these offcuts? No, we need some color now. Let's get to some color. Okay, well, this one is, you know what? I don't really need to cover this. I like the pattern. There's nothing wrong with that. I will cover the back. There's my information there. You know, I think I'll leave it at this for today. I'm really hopeful I've been in camera. Okay. Now I will use this little piece up because it's just sitting there begging to be put in its forever home place. So see what I mean about offcuts is just things like that. That's what I do all the time. but I don't know what I'm going to do with this panel. So let's put this up there. Or on the inside. Or we could do it here. No, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, you know what? I'm putting it right there. That's where it's going to live. Sometimes it's the little details that can sometimes stick out, catch the eye, catch the viewer's eye. All right, well, maybe for now. This is so pretty. I love this little wallpaper offcut. That could be a belly band, but again, I don't know what I'm doing with this panel yet. So that's going to be it for today, you guys. I'll just quickly go over this one more time. I just decorated the front of my envelope. I folded it over. It was a wider envelope. Let's see if I kept one here. Sorry, I'm just collecting the little cluster of insert papers. And I added the little envelope. I kept a little bit of the flap, cut it down, and I glued it on the very, very inside of this envelope. This will be a pocket. I glued something already down, so the image of the window. And I'm going to glue this side. I almost feel like I could now, actually. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. Why not? And maybe I'll even find a tag for it. While you're still with me. So I'm just gluing along the edge. Okay, it still flips open for now, and it's a pocket, so unless I decide to glue it down here, which would be a back pocket and an inside pocket. Get this corner here. So I'm going to see if I have a little tag already to go in the top. Let's see. Am I going to do this? See, I already changed my mind. Yeah, I do like that. And this was inside. I could do this as well. And where's that tag? Caving already. I'm going to take this one out. And I'm going to add a pink one too. I did it, I caved. Oh well, that's okay. All right, now I need one up here. See this pocket up here? That pocket slot for a tag. Which tag's going to go in there? Will this fit? I'm just doing it for fun right now to show you. So it'll stick up, and then of course I'll put a little, either some lace for a tab or a whale tail tab. Let me just see. Let's try this one. Yeah, that one fits too, I think. Maybe just a snug too tight. No, I'm not liking that. So for now, we'll add this. But it gives you an idea of what you can do with your discarded junk mail. That's cute too. Anyways, this will develop, and if you're interested, join me. Tomorrow I probably will be in Langley visiting my grandson, but Friday I'll probably do another video, part 2 of this little treasure of whatever it's going to become. But for now, thanks guys for stopping by if you did, and we will catch you very soon. Okay, have a good weekend.